real going backward with this composition.
No, exactly. If they get engaged on, they have to take a fight, and that's something that they might start to struggle with now, of course. We have to remember, Ambessa can dash out of 7 toward their top sides, and now another engaged bot side.
Oh, I don't think Hong wanted to take that Zenith Blade, was maybe trying to stop a base, but gets completely punished. On, and Wink set up the trap, and they spring it. First blood for Wink.
And it's this reunited bot lane that come out swinging, Rafa. You said going up against Light and Hong is going to be a tricky 2v2 to battle up against, but already, Ezreal Alistair, again, a lane not known for its 2v2 prowess necessarily, coming out on top. On and Wink, they're back, baby.
Yeah, when you think of kill lanes, this is definitely not the setup that that comes to mind, but On and Wink...
You can see on the minimap as well, Xiaohu hovering toward that top side of mid lane, cutting off any approach from Angel if they were to try to stop this.
Yep. And you see cross trade of neutral going to be the key for Weibo, making sure that they are not only in position to make that happen. This is
Look at Wink.
Big. Oh, Wink is looping right around. Gets eyes on Xiaohu. The Emperor's Divide pushes him in momentarily, and On the reunited bot lane making, because both teams are even across the board. There's very minor goal differences. So even though EDG have gotten 2 very opportunistic kills, they're not snowballed ahead. Now, they are going to look for a 3v1 dive. Tien is going to ramp up the turret damage. I think Tien's going to go down, but as long as they pull out this play, and Tien flashes just at the last frame.
The relevant waves was actually really well done. On and Wink moved up to the top side, so the majority of the top wave that would have been lost on that dive was caught. Off the back of that, we see ZDZ go down to the bot side to make sure that
so far been a pretty good couple opportunistic picks as we talked about before, but we're starting to approach that mid-game slot where the first item spikes are coming online for a lot of people. Weibo Gaming haven't really, you know, sent this game out of control for EDG, so it's not a position where EDG, I would imagine, have to feel like they are forced to fight. They can just kind of stall the game out more, as Breathe might be in trouble, flashed away, but that public execution is going to snag Xiaohao, and he's going to get punished on the overextension.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's not how that champion works anyway. It's not Yone ulti. He doesn't travel to the end, and whether or not Tian and Han can find some recompense under this turret, we'll have to wait and see.
Tian does have cease and desist. The question is, who does he want to target with the ulti? They blow up Xiaohao first, and now they have to drop the turret aggro, but ZDZ is going to claim one. Angel flash, divide, pushes Xiaohao and Tian right back into the tower. Here comes the Darken Blade. Warmer cast the flash, lands the sweet spot, Winks, punch Xiaohu away so he cannot finish off ZDZ, saving the top laner, and Wink will claim himself the final kill.
And a fight here. Xiaohao takes over. We're looking for a big skirmish. 5v5 should be coming through.
Maybe if Wink can find something, or Xiaohao can go for the steal. Doesn't get it. Tien is clutch on the smite. And now the cease and desist locks down the monkey. Wink tries to give his life to buy some time. Angel pushes Tien back. Can they fight on proper front lines now as ZDZ sails through the air looking for that Darken Blade, but doesn't find much. Tien re-engages with the Vault Breaker. They find On! And Weibo Gaming runs this fight, reminding EDG who is at the top.
So if Wink is able to get on top of him, the Edge of Night will do literally 0. But now, oh my word, ZDZ.
Well, he heals a chunk of HP thanks to World Ender plus his passive. Uh-oh, Breathe doesn't land the public execution, but Xiaohu is here for the cleanup. Should get one more. Oh, Breathe tried to flash into it, but Xiaohao pops the Cyclone just at the right frame. Prevents Breathe from getting the last bit of damage he needed for the kill, and he gets to limp away alive, but cannot save the tier 1 as Angel, at the very least, trades one on the bottom side of the map.
Yeah, and I think that's actually the first turret that goes the way of Angel down in that bot lane, so a little bit of extra cash injection once again for the Azir, but this is going to be Weibo using that topside prio to find themselves the Atacant as well. It's going to be most notable for the Weibo side. Yeah. There is no response at all from EDG. They've not really found anything on the cross map, and there's Roses with the power between Xiaohu and Light. They've just secured themselves this dragon before it has even started, before the fight ever has a chance to break out, and before any form of engage even has an opportunity to happen. EDG lose enough HP that they feel like they can't find that fight anymore, and I think quite rightly so. Pull away, but even still, that's a second now Infernal Dragon. Weibo Gaming firmly on their way to getting to that next Drake. What we need from EDG.
Support is coming in from Angel to join with ZDZ for the 2v1. Wink and Xiaohao also here for the play. Hong and Tian are going to try to see if they can safely escort Breeze, but that is not going to happen because everybody, and I mean literally everybody, even a true shot barrage from On all the way in mid lane, gets sent to take out Breeze.
And now we're going to see a response play. Tien in the mid lane might just look to dive between Chain of Corruption and Cease and Desist. Ezreal's going to really struggle. There's the wave, but it's still going to fall. 1v2, not a lot that you can do.
I like the patience on Tien, just not completely sending it. Ooh, Chain of Corruptions goes a little wide.
Reading about 4 in terms of actual gold spent in inventories right now. About 3,000 in favor of Weibo. So they move up toward this top side. EDG looking to clear out some vision. That dragon in the bot lane is going to be forfeit. What are EDG getting on this top side though, Roth? It looks like the answer is unfortunately a little bit of vision, but not a lot else.
Yeah, because Weibo Gaming were able to split their assignments here, they couldn't really just force the Baron without Weibo Gaming being able to challenge, get some poke down. Tien. He stepped a little too far forward. He's going to send it with a cease and desist. Public execution onto the back line as well. They blow up on! Xiaohao also falls! Yes, Tien goes down, but his sacrifice was worth for the play because Weibo Gaming now got to run down the remaining members of EDG. ZDZ does manage to get over the wall. He and Angel are the survivors, but it's still 4 in favor of Weibo. No junglers for either side, and I think Weibo are going to chance for the Baron.
And it's On once again, just a little bit too far forward, getting caught out. That cease and desist lands, and the rest of Weibo Gaming collapse. It is a death that is not in vain for Tian, and now Weibo will happily be able to take down this Baron. A reminder that they've got no smite on either side, so there is a possibility that an Azir poke can steal this. Weibo needs to be careful that that's not the case, but with Angel not really stepping up, walking over too much vision to be able to do so, Weibo Gaming that secure themselves the Baron.
What is already a Weibo Gaming favored match to close out. But for Weibo, there's still a couple things they need to make sure they get done right. They need to break into the base, and those inhibitor towers have not even been breached quite yet as Light tries to fish for a Chain of Corruptions. Doesn't find anything. It's just the siege game with the Baron and Power Cannon minions.
Yeah, with the Aurora and the Varus as well. Aurora poking from fog. Diving mid lane.
And On falls once again. Both summoner spells burned, and it just does not matter, Root.
I mean, Tien is level 18 on this Vi, is maybe the most accelerated in terms of experience of anybody. 0, 2, and 9, and just dumpstering on. The carry that EDG needed, that they bought into this split, is just getting pummeled in his return to the LPL.
Damn. And it was just a well-angled wall breaker over the wall. Dude, the fact that Tien is taking side lane farm in combination with taking all of the camps from Xiaohao is giving him this level read. Now, Angel might be able to get a punish unless the wall breaker plus the blast shield. Oh, it could be enough. Xiaohao finally gets in range. There's the smite. There's the crushing blow. Yeah. And at least EDG put an end to Tien's terror, but still, this is pretty doomed from the side of EDG. 8,000 gold deficit. They are hoping for a series, not just one miracle route. It's got to be a...
Look for a mid lane play with your gold so in favor of Weibo. Nearly 10,000 gold in their favor. EDG, a final Hail Mary.
Xiaohu is still lurking around for a flank. His eyes are on, and Angel gets a decent amount of burst down, but he gets blown up by On and Angel. Breezes into the back line. Weibo Gaming secures Soul, but they've got to be careful how the rest of the fight plays out. They don't want to give over too many kills. Weibo still trying to deal with On, who is running amok, but Breathe on the Abessa just slices through every last member of EDG. It doesn't matter that Xiaohu falls because their other soul laner is picking up the slack. The rest of Weibo Gaming pick up the ace, and the game is theirs.
It's Light that flashes in for the triple kill, but it's Breathe who sets it all up. Just dancing around EDG in their faces in that final team fight. The Infernal Soul came in clutch, and Weibo will take the first win at the LPL split too.
It was a nice early look from EDG, but Weibo Gaming are still the ones dominating the Rift. GG, well played.
If they reach them at parity. I do fear for them going up against BLG though. There's counter pick been taken in the support role as well. Corki can do pretty well versus the Ezreal, but the Alistar should be down here on this bot lane to either shepherd this in or to find a kill.
They have to look for On, I imagine, but he can still flash away, so I don't know if it's a... Oh, it is enough. Monkey slams the crushing blow and gets, because Team WE go for the first round of grubs, BLG just go for the cross map to get the first dragon spawn. I don't think there's a threat onto Cube here, has flash available, but Wei is level 6, so maybe they'll take the chance, and this would put Elk back in a nice spot in the game. We're gonna see who leads the charge first. On goes in, tanks the turret aggro. It's too clean and clinical from the side of BLG.
Yeah, I mean, Cube there, I think even if he
Goes
flashes...
by Vampire and Taeyun, but now with the level lead, as you called out, and the first one with the Heartsteel Rush, Wei can just turn it on, turning on to Cube. Monkey tries to disengage the fight with the Cyclone, but he's got no other support, and now he's caught out by Bin's public execution, but Karis and Vampire join the fight on the right side. Monkey falls to Bin, but now they've got to deal with the reinforcements from Team WE pouring in for the right side. Bond! Pulverized flash on the 3 members, and now BLG can really turn up the heat in this fight. No chance for WE to find their way back in this one. The grubs are theirs, and multiple kills have fallen into their pockets.
They are able to find Elk on the backside as he's just a little bit split from the rest of the squad, but that really is the silver lining in what was a very patchy Cloud.
On might be in a bit of a trouble, does net a 2-man pulverize and gets the Aftershock Keystone proc, so he can be durable enough to just walk away. Bin trying to pick up the minion wave while the turret is going down slowly. Knight and Wade jumping onto Cube, knowing he doesn't have flash, and On, or Elk I should say, aiding with the True Shot Barrage over the wall. I don't even know if it clipped him. Yes, it did. 3 kills over to BLG, making it 4 total now, and Bin and On trying to make their way away from the dive from Team WE, and not much is going to get accomplished in terms of kills, but Team WE managed to push them away from the tier 1 on the top side, and that is first brick going over to Team WE.
That is great play by On there to keep his top laner alive. Just, you know, the small things, right? Manages to knock away the Rel, and if that crash down had landed...
It didn't guarantee the stun, and the slow wasn't enough for Taeyun to feel threatened. He just Valkyries away. It's a nice look from BLG. No harm, no foul. Still quite some time before the 3rd dragon spawns, but WE are now gonna fancy a chance here. On forced to pop the ultimate here just for the damage reduction, and Vampire was looking for the flash. Elk preemptively getting out of harm's way, and Wei forced to flash over the wall as well, but they get the empowered blast cone, so no threat and danger for them. Fighting for position and vision control in this top river where the Rift Herald awaits to be taken. Knight continuously getting chip damage onto Karis, threatening the siege of this T1, and Karis now too low to defend the remnants, and Knight, even with the turret ramping up, says, I don't care, bro, I'm taking this tower.
Okay.
Well, the wraparound. Okay. Forcing the flash on a Monkey, dodges the Glacial Prison, BLG. 20 seconds before the dragon spawns.
Yeah, exactly the right
Evade
time.
his permafrost on any target.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And this is now that breaking point, right? This is the do or die, I feel like, or the first point in the game where we're going to get to see this full explosive team fight with everybody really around. Wei no ulti, they're going in!
Oh, there it is, the combo. On leads the charge with the flash, and Bin follows up beautifully with public execution. BLG swiftly execute Karis, and now for Team WE, no chance to contest this dragon.
It's a quick flash from On, and again, it's a 100-0 in the space of the CC. Exceptional performance from On, just getting that quick snap engage, and WE are left to flee out to the sides, out to the wings, because they've got no business going for that 3rd dragon. It wasn't the big explosive 5v5 that I'd envisioned, but it's certainly one that sets the tone for this game, as BLG are not looking to give up this Herald either.
You know what? I'll give credit over to Team WE that they did not completely give up their entire advantage just for the 3rd dragon in the first match. However, going for the Rift Herald, Wei wants to ensure that they don't get anything on this map, and Monkey is able to space himself away, goes back in with the Cyclone. Knight in trouble, but he's got a shield, and he's buying time for the rest of his team. On might be the first one to fall as Karis rejoins the fight alongside Cube, and BLG, they might have been enough more than they can chew. Here comes Team WE, collapsing in on the Titans that are BLG, but they're falling, they're getting sliced down. Now Bin is the only survivor that manages to equalize the fight, but he's just 1 man against 4, and WE...
They are going to be getting something for it. So it's about Knight making that difference. Maybe not now, but in those team fights with all this extra gold that he's getting, and can teleport into this if they want to as well.
Observers pointing out where the deep wards from BLG are, and unfortunately for them, they don't really have the deepest wards. The farthest outreach they've got is in that Otacon pit, so nothing too favorable for a flank from either of the solo laners. They're just going to walk on in, and Monkey just starts up the fight with the Cyclone. Wade tries to stall the fight out with his own ultimate as Bin finds his way now into the backline, but On has already fallen, but Bin equalizes it, support for support. Bin still trying to do his best. Knight finds the backline! There it is! Fate sealed right on top of Karis, and now it's just down to Taeyun and Monkey to carry out the damage, but BLG do enough to ward Team WE off away from the Dragon.
The fight's a little bit even, maybe a little too even than they would have liked, but coming away with that objective means that all future fights will be just that little bit skewed in their favor. Now WE making a play for this bot tier 1, but they can't engage source that WE have been using and using again and again this time round. Tier 1 turret in the mid lane now under fire, and they're gonna look to get it.
Vampire forces the onslaught here onto L. The public execution for Bin was too out of range. He doesn't get a chance to join the fight, and now BLG are scattered. Knight coming in now, trying to see if they can equalize. Now that Bin has joined the fight, looking for Karis, finds it again with the Fate Seal. The Q3 lands right on top of Monkey, and the GA is popped. But his teammates, they're starting to slowly corral around Knight. They give him the reinforcements they need. The Blast Cone. Knight survives for now, but Taeyun with a quick flash guns down Knight, and BLG are left to scramble. Team WE will pick up the Otacon.
Yeah, you're going to have an advantage in the 5 versus 5 BLG, but if you lose your AD carry with no response, that's no chance that you take it. Now Bin sniffing, snipes out Vampire. Can he find some
flash. More? I don't think he's going to get any more, though. It was a nice attempt from BLG's top laner, but a little too more than what he could actually handle. Team WE will still secure themselves this Otacon. This is very bold. If BLG can try and burn down this Baron before Elder spawns, they'll have enough time to make a macro play. And uh-oh, Vampire goes too far. Monkey forced to dive in to try and bail out and salvage what was made by Vampire's fumble, but it is just a disaster for Team WE. BLG make the punish, spring the trap, and now find themselves in a 5v3 as Karis tries to get a little bit of damage with the in-between worlds. It's just a chunk.
Might not be the biggest deal in the end, and BLG are going to be largely happy with the sequence of events, but Vampire just stepping that little bit too close as undone. 30 minutes of exceptionally hard work to walk into the brush. All of a sudden, that's enough space to get a Hex Flash to not really be punished either, and the rest of the squad just not quite on fire, not quite where they needed to be, and the small micro steps end up being the problem.
Yeah, it's so close that I find it hard to fault Vampire for it, because it seemed like they were all on the same page that they were going to face check as a unit. But like you said, literally gives BLG the final nail in the coffin for Team WE. Then the blue side squad is going to look over this match with a little bit of heartbreak, but also they should be taking away the fact that, hey guys, we brought it to BLG so far. Now, the game is still not over. BLG still have to close it out, but with Elder and Baron on their side, I find it very hard to not do so here.
No, I mean, at the very least, they should be breaking open the base. And with a 4K gold lead, they can just dive with the Elder as well. Knight, you can see, just charging forward. Knows what the mission objective is. And once you've got 2 inhibitors, getting that 3rd becomes so mundane, so fundamental, that it's not really ever a problem. Another 40 seconds still, so they have this wave. They have one more where they've got Elder, and WE, they just have to play respectfully. They have to concede this. If they fight, they die, and if they die, they lose. And BLG, it's methodical, it's meticulous. Then you can just engage as BLG. Wei is so tanky that him dying is just not a foreseeable circumstance.
Glacial Prison lands right onto Cube. That's a nice target to pick off first. Now, thankfully, Monkey's clone is going to stall BLG's siege for just a second here. But as I say that, they make their way through. The inhibitor tower falls. The 3rd inhibitor should be next on the menu. And Team WE, four-man Magnustorm, maybe! That's a big engage. Knight loses his GA. Bin trying to stall the fight as long as he can. Monkey with the second cast of Cyclone already used, but Bin finds the public execution on Taeyun, the troublemaker for BLG, and they finally did him away. Monkey will not get a chance to upset his former squad today, as BLG, after a grueling 34 minutes, will take this game in stride.
Yeah, for 30 of those 34, it was a nail-biter. It was as close as you could call it, but one quick engage, one snap decision from On, and BLG end the game with a 10k gold lead. Expect to see the Corki go into the mid lane.
But for the time being here, well, it's not the case, and Karis is still the one with the Silas, and is this a Corki top lane for Cube? All in all, very slow-paced, very quiet early game. No kills just yet. Gold pretty much dead even. That's why we have to think that it's all about who can play the range that bit better. Lilting Lullaby.
Immediately forces the flash out of Cube. Vampire under fire.
Early poke.
And the Ignite is burning him down, but because Monkey arrives to the party, should mean that Team WE is safe from harm here now. Monkey, oh, that was an aggressive ball breaker forward. Yeah, I'm about to say the solar flare comes out, and now Monkey is forced to flash. Gonna get another Q over the wall, might be safe, but they're gonna continue to chase. And here comes them downtown, Mega Inferno Bomb. They're forced to dash back into EDG's waiting arms. Maybe Karis can equalize things, and we'll find one onto Wink alongside Cube. But EDG managing to punish a slight execution error from Monkey and just overstepping with that.
Run with it as well. 2 kills for ZDZ, who's in this counter matchup. Now moving down to the spot side.
And Cube doesn't have flash either from the play on the top side. Angel punts him away with the hammer, and Wink has just got to get in range to land down some CC. Zenith Blade into the Shield of Daybreak, and just one more auto attack. It's not even that. It is the W popping, and down goes Cube.
So does give up the your big ticket engage for EDG, not quite available. Monkey just off on the side, off on the wings here.
Cube is trying to threaten his own poke as well. Now Xiaohao dips, tries to force Cube away. The dragon momentarily limps over to Team WE. The solar flare looking for Taeyun. Still has a flash and cleanse, Mega Inferno Bomb, decent amount of damage. Xiaohao getting blasted by an empowered arrow. Here comes the teleport as well. And that's enough for Team WE to say, okay, yeah, we cannot fight for this dragon anymore. ZDC joins the fray. Does Monkey really want to fight this one? He's going head in first with only Vampire at his side. This just seems really weird from the side of Team WE. And I don't know what Monkey thought that he was going to pull off.
Well, what he pulled off was an extra 300 gold in the back pocket of EDG, and now Cube may be the one in trouble under this bot turret. On doesn't have a lot of mana, and I don't think they'll be able to take the turret in the face. Never mind, Ziggs.
Oh no, Cube overstaying, thinking that that turret was going to save him, but Ziggs, my friend, has a powerful way to blow up turrets fast.
To your expectations as well. As a Swirl Seed comes through, spots Monkey on this Rift Herald, and spots WE probably in a position that they ought not to be in. EDG maybe playing a little bit more for turrets, but now looking for a fight.
Oh, that solar flare is gorgeous, clipping Monkey right in the heart of the fight, forced to flash away, but Taeyun blows up Wink before the rest of EDG can really follow up on the play, and just like that, we thought it looked good for EDG, but they lose 2 members, and WE don't lose a single man.
Yeah, and it's because EDG has mentioned time has come where teams need to return their attention back down to that bot side. Between Ziggs and the Rift Herald, they should be able to take this tier 1 turret without too many problems. And then leverage that into a dragon as well. Mid-prio in their favor, but look at Vampire. He's very deep here. ZDZ's on a flank that he will be scouted, but that pink ward is going to cause big trouble for Vampire. As soon as he crosses round that corner, he's going to get spotted, he's going to get seen, and that's going to give up the ghost very, very quickly. He does know it's in there. There's a little ward that spots it, but it's hard for WE.
The vision cone is just so small, but as you called out, if Vampire ever crosses that threshold, which he is now, WE secured the dragon for themselves, and now Vampire tries to cross over to Karis. That solar flare, all they get over the wall. The up's going to abduct in the battle dance, and now they turn right onto ZDZ. Blow him up before he gets to go mega. And like you said, Rude, once again, EDG just a little too far forward, not content with the wins that they already get.
Sides. But the second ZDZ jumps this wall, he's left 3 members of his team that cannot help. Blue ward in, and there's a 5-man of WE waiting in the tri-brush to help him out. And now bot lane, Cube's in trouble.
Uh-oh. Well, looks like Cube was on the wrong side of the tracks here. Probably just overstaying for an extra wave of farm. We've definitely experienced it before. Not ideal for Team WE, but it does open up a window for Karis to take a tier 1 turn on the top side uncontested. As Taeyun does have flash, does have cleanse, should not be in trouble on just trying to protect the wave as he pushes it in. And with the power of Ziggs and Xiaohao, this should be a tier 2 going to the way of EDG. And the map opens up even further. without the support of his team. They just move in, trying to contest this blue buff at the moment. Stage completed for ZDC. There's the cease and desist. Looking for the backline. Once again, Xiaohao is the target. Goes golden with the stasis, and that's a big lilting lullaby. Does it stall the fight long enough? Answer is yes, it does. Vampire, Monkey, both on the run, but he cannot escape the wrath of Angel's Jace as Cube Fuzz find one return kill back on the wing. But Cube is going to teleport the heck out of there and make sure that he doesn't give another kill over to EDG.
Yeah, and that's a real big blow for WE. They committed so heavily to making that play onto Xiaohao, who lives in the end. And once again, it's Wink who goes down, and this is one of those games where you look at support KDA and you think, wow, Wink, you know, how is he dying so much more than the rest of his team? But actually, he's just the one that needs to be dying, right? If you're going to give up one member who gives all of their health bar to a fight, absolutely make it your support. And Wink, I think, is having a pretty stellar game on the Leona in terms of just mechanics as well, making sure that he is where he's supposed to be.
EDG's eyes are set, as they'll finish off this objective and probably get in some bases too.
Move their way back out
Turn this game around. The rest of his team is overall down 4,000 gold, but he is one of the few members that... Oh, what? Monkey! Monkey, where are you there? The flash, and he gets the Vault Breaker over the wall, and he's safe for now, but the Leandri's Charmin might burn him down. Thankfully, the clutch heal from Vampire will save his jungler, but... Oh, man, Rude. That was tough to watch.
That's a pink ward you cannot be going for, my good sir. Now, you will learn from your mistake. You will now walk back to base and walk out from base with 40% HP for fear of this Baron going down. And EDG started it up, but I think they need to be a little careful. Still an opportunity for WE to bounce back. They're not so far ahead, EDG, that they can just YOLO any Baron they see.
Yeah, thankfully for Team WE, EDG don't have the damage to actually rip it. Oh, three-man lilting lullaby. Vampire could be the first one to fall, but no one from EDG can get in range to follow up. It does threaten WE away.
With WE and EDG, I think that this could be, you know, we know that this is going to be your third place match, right? This is the expected outcome, that these two teams are going to be battling for third, and if they can snipe away a win against one of the other two teams, maybe that probably gives them the edge.
Oh, they're looking for On. Tries to flash away, but Vampire and Monkey cease and desist combo. It's just not enough. They can't layer the damage on top of the CC chain. On totally fine, and the rest of WE is compromised. Cube and Taeyun forced to retreat, and EDG still have all 5 members to rock that Baron down to 0.
Yeah, and On just flashes away from the damage. It's beautiful. He still gets hit by the cease and desist, but there's not enough space for the follow-up. Taeyun can't quite get the damage down, and even without any real defensive items, On is just able to sort of walk it out, uses his flash and gets out to safety. But with Baron now at their backs, they can go down to the Dragon as well, and I hope their poke composition, Ziggs in a siege composition, is disastrous to try to play against. Well, they can go back to base, put themselves in a very good stead, probably to end this game.
And at least dissuades the fight for now, but a lot of health bars are chunked. Angel below 50% HP.
Perfect. EDG are playing this slow, so that ZDZ can do the pushing down on the bot side. He's got a wave down there. He's now just turned to mini Gnar, so we'll be able to get through that turret quite quickly. This is a split push Gnar, by the way. Wits End, Trinity Force, Sterax. This guy, not particularly tanky. Got a lot of HP and effective HP to work with, but he's melting people on side. Tier 3 falls mid lane. It's going to fall bot lane as well. And WE are just lost.
EDG, as you called it, playing the slow game, being patient. Not trying to be overzealous in how fast they try to close this game out. Playing with the Baron advantage, using the power of this Ziggs to destroy these turrets left, right, and center. And just like that, Rude, 2 inhibitors fully blasted open as Karis is now looking for a flank, but he got spotted on the minion wave. So now they know this guy has Mega Gnar ulti. He is looking for the play on a flashless Ziggs. The rest of EDG just have the position to defend.
Chain hits, chain hits.
On might be the target, but he only clips Angel. That's not the ideal engage for Karis. Vampire tries to salvage the play. The lilting lullaby from Xiaohao will ward off the rest of WE from being able to collapse, and Monkey gets blown up. Cube and Taeyun try to hold the front line against EDG, but their Nexus towers are falling. Cube forced to flash. Same as Taeyun, ZDZ goes Mega, and just like that, EDG clean house. GG, well played. They're victorious over Team.
This feels like the most kind of split focus, or at least not split focus, but responsive focus. You get the very aggressive comp with the all-ins, the kind of execution needed for Weibo, and I like the free grubs for BLG way more.
Taking that away not only from some potent side laners and someone like the Aurora and the Ambessa, but also just having that, I think, is so helpful when you have a lot of melees on your team as BLG. N is trying to split the map right now by just constantly getting onto respawned Raptors, making sure that he can open up. And while it is trying to protect from mid,
the Valkyrie still ends up getting hit by the Chains of Corruption. Not going to be hit by that combo, though. Ends up getting away with his flash. Now maybe a bit of a rebuttal here. Xiaohu with the angle hung. That engage hits the dredge line. I am seeing magic on my screen right now as Xiaohu gets hit under turret, but they still get the kill. First blood to Weibo. Meanwhile, Knight getting everything used on him. Cease and desist combo, and Tien looking to take down the golden left hand. Needs one more combo, and that's 300 smackaroos to Tien.
Wait, Breeze. They just used ultimates in top lane. Breeze going in.
Across the map, okay.
And his recall with this minion wave crashing, he'll just be able to TP top, catch the wave. It will allow for BLG to start the objective. Knight is roaming.
Entrance. Here it comes. They're going to get the combo, and there you go. They just want to fight as a team, and they're doing so that way as Crescent Guard comes through. Tien is getting lower and lower, gets the reset of the bailout, and On is still alive. That's insanity. And BLG calmly, collectively.
Dive where we saw Weibo put 4 members down into this lane isn't going to turn into much. It's going to grab them the second dragon, but I think BLG are more than happy to take all of these topside camps, get gold for Elk and On, and now with 4 grubs, they can take a ton of plates before they come down.
God, that's actually so much gold going to Elk. He's going to be about 1,000 gold up over Light, respectively. A little bit of extra gold being picked up in bot side. Tien going for a play on mid. Bin is caught out, but Xiaohu doesn't have the damage to stick it home. We were just talking about it. He makes another magical dredge line play, and this guy's hooks are in. Has been like, they do love playing towards side lanes, and especially Xiaohu, being the master of side lanes, is going to get a little bit of love down here as Knight outplaying the first half of this one as he's real tanky, and he's got the turret there. Hunk going back in to give his life, and that's a 1-for-1 trade.
Tough because there's not going to be any damage relatively on this mid wave. I think that's a good spot here for Weibo.
Light playing way too far off of the turret will just fall there, and that's unfortunate because now you just lose that outer turret to Elk.
That was my question, right? Was, okay, is this play on the bottom side worth it? It took
now in the meta, he can do a lot of things and a lot of damage in this game. We're seeing them push into this bot lane tier 2 here. Xiaohu was maybe looking for a little bit of a play as they were looking to try to take it down, but the turret's still standing. TP coming in. Maybe this is what Weibo been waiting for, but the combo's already there. Public execution isn't going to be enough. Here comes the heroic entrance. On is not going to get bailed out this time. Re-engaged by Bin onto Hung. Hung down. Double kill goes over to Elk, and he is pumping.
Okay, and what that does for Billy now is grab themselves the dragon. It gets a lot of teleports out from both sides. The fact that Bin wasn't able to connect into that team fight a lot earlier maybe changes how Weibo were looking to enter and exit out of that fight. But it seems like for now, Weibo are going to lose numbers on that. They're going to lose the dragon and not even able to really press on the opposite side of the map here. So BLG continue to come up trumps in these games.
I mean, yeah. Elk got a little close that time, but I think Elk and On have really had a premier game here to potentially move them up to 2-0. Now we do have Xiaohu getting long bombed by Bin and a little bit of a knock-up there as they will get the side lane kill onto the side lane. So I'm pretty sure I just lost like 10 years of my eyeball use after watching Xiaohu's flash there. I don't know.
All right, the past is the past. We don't speak,
the past
we listen.
Is the past. Yep, we're listening all right. We're listening to something, and it might be Weibo just dying as another catch-out kill goes to Elk, and the man is 6-1.
Championship material there for BLG.
That was championship material. This is the bot lane that ran rampant on the league for so long, even when Ruler was in the league. And I think that's what I want to see BLG get back to. I think, yes, Knight and Bin, they're incredible.
Right now, Elk is hitting onto this dragon, and as long as Knight can survive, looking around, teleport here is available for Bin if he wants it.
We've seen this before. I don't know. It's a 3-man taunt. The turret is ticking, and now you got the TP coming in. Knight is surviving, and Hung taking shots and on. It's a massive hostile takeover across the back line. You thought BLG were playing towards Dragon. Well, they are taking both. On gets hit though. Hung trying to get that engage, but beautiful flash play with that 3-talent strike. And now you have the re-engage by Light, but he's going down to Bin. It's a little bit of a trade here, but the problem is big man on campus. Elk is coming to save the day. All that kill, all that gold. It's going right the way of BLG, and Breathe. He's trying to get on, but he can't do it. And On survives yet again. Bin with the clean double kill.
And it's got games in total, so kind of the magic number is 3.
Okay.
4 is very likely of hitting a first place as BLG starting up this Baron.
Wei says, Elk, you can finish another objective for us. We'll take the fight. As he's going to look to go back. Oh, okay, Bin is cooking them alive. He's got 1 kill. They're looking for more. Double taunt there. Knight and Bin, the solo lane powerhouses of BLG get turned around on. But they had the Atacon revive, so they'll be right back in the game shortly.
No way, Knight, you're building a Magi's on Galio. All right, that's all I needed to see.
That's
this game's
peak
over.
Knight, man. That's peak Knight.
Such a Knight thing to do. They have Baron, they have 5 Grubs, and hey, they still have those 3 Otacon buffs on these 3 members pushing down into the mid wave. This is probably just going to be the inhibitor and then them recalling, as Weibo now kind of have to look at their base in tatters, and any chance of a fight is going to have to come off of multiple
They are
hits.
literally running rampant onto Weibo here. The biggest thing, though, is a redemption story for BLG. I mean, yes, they made it to playoffs last split. They didn't make it to finals. And anything but finals for BLG was an absolute disgrace, it felt like. And now they're looking to make good on that by going 2-0 to start as they get a big engage on them by Tien. Hostile takeover does its job yet again. This is why you draft this composition. And BLG executed perfectly. I said it going into the game. This is about flexing who's mechanically better on the Rift. And BLG answer in folds. This is a full-on strategic diff by BLG, and they're trying to put the finishing touches on it now. Even with the low health bars, they've just got 1 Nexus turret between them and a 2-0 start. 1 will fall, but the Nexus is the target, and BLG go to 2-0 in Group A.
The focus, when and where he's able to get his steadfast presence is going to be important, because I think in the most ideal world for Team WE, every single dash is stopped by
Pocket out battery. They just have a lot of healing right back to him. Cube realizes he's under duress here. Tien coming around for the dive. This is important for Weibo to execute on, and it's a culmination of the path. They're going to get Cube under turret. Tien takes the turret. Cube gets the 1-for-1.
10, he's got 8 seconds. He's going to be able to
towards top side, have multiple members up here. So, Karis able to... Oh, I was going to say able to dodge away there, but gets immediately public execution, and Hug misses the Zenith Blade. Everybody's missing skill shots here, and Hug getting very low. They might still be able to get him, though, because now Karis has no abilities left. Vampire on the wayside, just gonna watch his mid laner fall, and he tries to get the flash play, gets the wall bang. Tien tanking the turret here. Vampire just made a redemption play.
Can Cube get anything? Do we? We're not using the ultimate. Galio's gonna get all these bottom lane waves. Trade. Vampire's gonna be able to help him, at least keep him from being dove under his turret, but think about all the other dives. This is the kind of the one time where I think WE are finally punishing Weibo for over-indexing.
It's nice to see a little bit of a...
Weibo are going to be a great team, a great spot here.
Okay.
Oh my God.
That was a good flash. Doesn't matter, though. The True Shot Barrage from Taeyun, and he's on the board now.
This is what I wanted to... It's just a matter of the fact their split one didn't look good, and now they're even kind of replacing their jungle situation. So we're seeing it here in this game. It's a bunch of best of ones you have to play. Maybe on day 4, day 5, they get their act together and able to pull it, but I think that's asking for a lot. We're seeing Weibo
Tien has just decided he wants to fight as True Shot Barrage going to ring out, hits a couple. Cube TPs, gets immediately engaged on. Meanwhile, Breathe is in a 1v4 now, joined by Xiao, who gets immediately knocked away, and Tien getting low. Tien getting a kill, and Sundered Sky is a hell of a drug, and he is hopped up on it all day. That's a huge clean sweep from Weibo, and Karis try to limp away.
They didn't even use the Aurora ultimate. What was going on with victory here for Weibo? They grabbed themselves a bunch of kills. They'll be able to get the top tier one as well as this Herald. Light is just saying, look, I got 2 guns. Both of you can hold bullets for me.
He's about to hold some bullets from Taeyoon. He pops the barrier. A little worried there, but things are calming down a little bit. I'm sure we'll take a look back at that other fight. It was very...
So Misfortune's going to be in a tough spot, and I think, again, Cube, someone who does go underutilized in a lot of fights, stays alive for such a long time, but it's not enough as, even in the picture-in-picture, we're getting some fights over here. I don't care about this Misfortune ultimate. Tien, great job. You got a schedule for drug in Sundered Sky. 3,100 gold is enough to get you away. It's fine. I'm just looking at Vampire die in the picture-in-picture. It's another free dragon here for Weibo.
I love it because the observer said it's not important enough to switch away from the replay to watch Vampire die, as he is down and out. It is full bot side control from Weibo and another dragon.
Weibo, 6 grubs and the Herald. Any turret they want is theirs, and it looks like they are posturing around mid. If without the Otacon, I don't think it really matters. I think for Weibo, you might just be looking at this dragon spawning in 2.5 minutes.
I mean, there's no way you get out of this one. He's going to be chased down. He gets so much damage. He's not tanky at all. He's going to get everything popped on him. Maybe gets the flash out. There's the Sterix gauge. And he finally does with a nice little move. Breathe, unfortunately, unable to land all of the damage. And now, yeah, the Rift Herald play by Weibo towards mid lane. I don't know if they're going to be able to get too much from it, but they're looking for the collapse.
6 grubs. I don't care. Say goodbye, Taeyoon. Yep, everybody walk away. I don't care. We're hitting this turret. Thank you. Karis, we needed to be hitting this turret 15 seconds ago. When both Xiaohu and Breeze showed on bottom lane, he needed to hit the top lane turret. He was feigning into River, didn't get all that much, and now Weibo are going to be able to grab 2 turrets from themselves. Tien just sends himself in.
He's been doing it all game, man. Turret got taken finally on the bot side as well, so that tier 2 is down.
Okay, no one from Weibo is here yet. There's Hex Tech portals coming in. It's Hung and Xiaohu, but look at who else is out on the map. It's already dead. Team WE are going to be able to grab the Otacon here.
Are they? But they need to get the flowers. All right, the Keep It Verdict has been utilized. Everybody's getting up here. The flowers starting to spawn. TP coming in. Xiaohu coming in with the heroic entrance. They don't get the flowers. They're trying to get out, but TP, I mean, that's going to put Cube in a terrible place. Cube's TP might have just turned it around, and WE are being dashed to the wall here by Weibo. Public execution, and we'll stick to the namesake for that one. Vampire no longer exists. A 3-man taunt from Xiaohu, and it's a double kill coming through from Light. Weibo can do no wrong, as you said, with a clean ace.
Just put the 3 in the loss column, WE. It's over, guys. Like, we're not doing this game no more. We didn't even push on top wave. We lose a big team fight. Like, it's 11-3, almost 8,000.
Some of the struggles that we actually saw throughout the last couple games as well is just the lack of cohesion on what they want to accomplish.
I mean, right now for WE, I think Karis is really afraid of showing up on side lane. We've seen it time and time again. I've been talking about it basically for the last 8 minutes. And here on top side, they put him near mid, they lose a top tier 1. He shuffles over to top to catch the wave, and while he's spending all this time, they lose to mid tier 2.
Oh, that's a lot of ultimates just to get Vampire. He must have done something wrong, and it might have just been existing on Summoner's Rift for this game, as now they are into the inhib turret in mid, maybe even looking for the inhib itself. Don't know if they can get much more of that one. Xiao is going to style on him a little bit, go towards that.
If he really wants to be able to catch this bottom lane wave, that was a really good find from WE's top laner.
God. Vampire almost just died. Like, he's just buffing the numbers from Breathe right now. Breathe finally gets hit away. We'll be told to calm down, but the Baron getting low. Monkey going for a combo here, potentially for a steal. Tien is in the pit. Are they going to flip it? No. Hug goes for the engage. Cyclone used. Karis, he takes down Light. That's a major member of Weibo. Karis has a massive flank angle, but the flashes are coming forward, and Weibo are just taking them down a peg one by one. There's the big solar flare in, and the re-engage by the rest of Weibo. Breeze getting low. Is it going to matter? Nice little win becomes Lightning and Vampire. The only saving one here is dead. The only person left now is Monkey, and he might get caught backing. Ooh, barely gets away. But there's a TP from Weibo into the mid lane, into the Nexus turrets, and the Weibo finishing touches are coming, and a 2-1 finishing to their day one of Group A is on the horizon, and they will look to secure it.
The mid jungle here for Weibo, all smiles coming in as the boys in white and black are going to be...
Varus and the Renata, so maybe they do it again.
EDG had the option when they had these first three with the Talia, Ezreal, and Leona to just say, look, we can play out range. We don't have to play dive. An entire quadrant up on his lane opponent here. So this dive has to work.
But if it works, all those fears could be washed away. ZDZ gets stopped in the dash and doesn't even have an outplay potential. Flash from Xiaohao gets the fear, gets the kill. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Bin can no longer follow through as that dueling potential of the Nocturne is huge. And that's a nice start for EDG.
And that's a big win for the jungler here as he gets to continue to go back to his camps. You already see it. Wei's like, guys, please, I need respawn raptors. I cannot go down without my respawn raptors. It's just not allowed as a jungler here. So big win for EDG as, again.
Oh, they got the play. Elk is going to get the bailout, trying to go for the kill. Piercing arrow, not enough. Wink survives on a smidgen of health, and On puts the down as On gonna step in. The Alcove Gaming, you gotta watch out. He doesn't know. He knows. Oh no! He's gonna run away, gets feared, gets locked down, gets taken down. One auto, and there you go. Xiaohao comes up with another kill. 2 for the Nocturne.
And imagine he does that now pre-6. He'll have his camps, he'll be able to recall here, go towards the top side, play, and specifically try to cover ZDZ as he is still kind of suffering under this bottom lane wave. After they get the recall here, I'm expecting for EDG's bot lane to deploy out as some plays onto the bottom lane. Knight has level 7.
Knight's here. Yeah, this is tough. This is a massive level difference. Gets locked down at first, but perfect execution. Oh! Elk gets the snipe to make way for Knight's missed shuriken flip. And all that matters is they came away with the kills. They won't end up... When we look back to the Weibo game as well, like they're skirmishing, their fight execution was super huge. Oh, Knight going for a little 1v2 here. I guess no big deal when you dodge out everything, and now Wei coming in, but he takes a little too long, and Paranoia has come through. Xiaohao can't get the kill. The heal coming through at the last second from On. True Shot Barrage goes wide too, and Knight has fancy feet as now BLG move in to defend mid.
Respect to Knight. He knows that certain members of his team are walking towards mid, and while it looks a little bit dicey to do that onto Angel, force out his summoner spells. Now you're playing a Kali into Talia. You know, Talia has no flash. That is a great spot to be in, especially as your BLG's mid.
And that's what you were just talking about, trying to get some of those summoner spell timers down in front of these now objectives now for a little while. We'll see if they can utilize some of this map pressure to finish it and drive it home. It's Angel looking to recollapse on the mid lane, but BLG are point in present here. Chains of Corruption out from Elk. Angel taking a massive chunk. Wink gonna flash into the bush to try to get away. Gonna get chased down anyways. Way just too fast for him. Angel coming around the corner to try to stop the rest of the chase. On is getting ran down by Bin. This is chaos as Paranoia comes in. Xiaohao from behind. It's the Flangle as On is getting solo boloed by Giga Bin. EDG trying to take the fight. ZDZ's massive. Bailout coming out for Elk. Elk going down. That's a nice shutdown to ZDZ, who comes away with a double kill, but Knight under turret did get the clean up kill onto the rest of EDG. He's by himself now though, and ZDZ will take another one.
And you gotta think, look at the summoner spells now. On use both of his summoners to get away from Bin position.
When you're arcade shifting over a wall and then flashing back over that same wall, you know something's not going right for you. We're taking a look back into the live, though, at EDG and push BLG out of top side. They're diving onto Bin, and they get a kill for On there. Meanwhile, that Paranoia going to blind out On. They're trying to take the turret now, getting a couple plates there for themselves. Elk and Way have finally shown up, trying to clear the wave. But a lot of money going the way of EDG, and they have 1,000 gold lead over BLG.
6 grubs. I don't want to get too amount of damage, especially for rushing the Seraphs. His survivability is going to be great. And then I'm looking. Xiao's almost done with 2 items here. On's going to have 2. Goodbye, ZDZ.
Oh, the
It's been
wall
great
bang.
knowing you.
Oh, the handshake missing.
Oh.
The heal. Oh, my goodness. That's Sundered Sky. We were just talking about that stage 4 earlier. And now he's going to go back in, try to get a little bit of something, but there's nothing left to get. Meanwhile, EDG make a cross-map play on the top side, get the turret. Bin will claim that one down bot side as well, but it's also...
Mega. So there's not going to be a Mega Gnar available here for the side of BLG. This is such a great play coming in from EDG. 6 grubs, summon the Herald, now move in. It's going to take this objective. They're going to get mid-tier 1, and now they'll have access to the Dragon. All the pings are coming down. They know Gnar does not have Mega. This needs to be them sending it.
Paranoia, they got it. They sent it, and now they get the flash. Angel can't hit that one. Seismic shove not going to connect there, and now BLG can move in to stop the Dragon take. So they tried to make the plan, they tried to execute, they did get part of it, but BLG will end up getting the Dragon soul point after everything.
After Bin flashes, that should just be it. There's no reason for Angel to be looking that desperate, at least for the play. So, like we were saying,
that could happen on bot side, but more so it's just map control that EDG are trying to wrestle away from BLG. They still have the lead, and they're looking for a play now on Odd, but it was all a bait. ZDZ, not like this, bro. Oh, no. They didn't get the TP, I guess, out from Knight, but that's tough.
He just missed stunned target ultimate. Oh, my God. All right, ZDZ, look. It happened. We're going to move on. You get one.
The power of
Everybody gets
friendship
one, okay?
wasn't enough.
Yep. Power of friendship was too strong. He was blinded by the Leona ult in real life. It's okay. During this, though, EDG were able to push, and like you said, Knight did
Bot side getting ready to set up for the Dragon that's spawning in 10 seconds and would be a soul, a Hextech soul to boot for BLG.
And no Mega Gnar here for Bin. He'll be able to grab this turret. He can
Trade onto Xiaohao from Bin in the mid lane. Tried to get the fear play onto him, but now Bin has Mega Gnar.
Popped it too early, though. Xiao's in Fog of War. EDG, they're trying to get vision. So Wei, that's fine. It's on to Ezreal.
It's a 50-50. It's a 50-50. Oh, it's going to be taken by Wei. Xiaohao goes down immediately afterwards. Wallbang comes through, and the flash prep from Wei. Now Knight looking to clean up. It's not just Elk's show. He is the golden left hand of BLG, and they are taking that hand and smashing EDG with it. Oh, around the backside, Knight looking for it. Knight looking for it. Knight going for it. He gets them a triple kill.
That's gonna be the Soul, the mid-tier 1, maybe even a mid-tier 2, and hell, let's just throw in a Baron Nashor over top. BLG, they slam this game wide open, and this was the fight we prescribed, saying 25 minutes, win a big team fight, profit. That is just gonna be it, and that feels like lights out for EDG.
Lights out, and they had the guy with the light switch. Feels awful for EDG, but feels so damn...
5,000 gold down, a soul, and hell, let's just throw in an Otacon, which is going to give increased rewards, by the way.
It's just like you wrote it. BLG, they just find the fights, and they end up taking whole-handed victories. We saw it against Weibo. We see it now against EDG. Saw it fully dominant, at least against WE as well, but it is a BLG that is awoken to start the split at least, and it is nice to see them performing to this level. Again, it's this composition not as straightforward as some of the other compositions we've seen from them, but the mechanical execution is definitely there.
I think this is also, you know, we're talking about the two kind of players that we're going to have big question marks around them, which is Wei and On. On this Renata has just looked so perfect. he's been really good.
Oh,
in the
hold on.
already
Let me
got.
record you saying that. Hold on. Like,
I'm
can you
giving
say
a
it
compliment
again for
to
me really
On.
quick?
He did really well so far, and Wei on this Poppy, at least this split so far,
Ooh.
has been performing.
Okay. Oh, they're still going for it. They say, we're going to try to get him. Oh, no! Xiaohao almost dies. ZDZ comes in to clean him up. Oh, no, Xiaohao! He's still alive. He's still alive. Okay, finally dying to Wei. ZDZ is the bastion that stands for EDG, but even he's running away.
Here's
Bin tried to get the Mega Gnar combo, but can't do it. ZDZ is still cooking. He's still going. The bailout is there, but look at ZDZ. This man is a world ender, and he's looking at BLG's ending, as now it is all over this topside fight. EDG finds something.
Beautiful caster curse, no notes. There are no notes.
That's wild. Anyway, that's what I was focusing on, is EDG trying to focus on redefending their side of the map here, as that soul not going to make it any easier. Any of this poke, any of this damage that BLG lays down is going to be twofold. And you see them using this 1-3-1 setup to fruition.
Okay. But BLG don't have the easiest time of actually hitting on turrets, right? You think about how much range a lot of their carries have. It's really only the Varus and the Gnar who are going to be able to consistently hit turrets from range. So as long as EDG can hold their turret line, they can actually get a lot of gold in their back pocket. And 4-item Aatrox is notoriously very difficult to deal with.
Corruption Elk not going to have that big utility tool for BLG now, as Knight positioning for an angle. Flash coming out. Is it going to be enough? Wink gets hand shook back. He's in trouble. Wei getting low too. Big true shot barrage, but Bin has already claimed the kill. Now it is a 4v5, and Wink is down. That's a massive frontliner, a massive shot caller for EDG. And maybe they got caught unawares. EDG, they're just getting corralled into a barrel, and they call him fish. As Elk is almost down, he's going to flash away to safety, but BLG, they're looking to collapse over onto Angel and On. They stayed too long, and Knight might just have a vice grip on their positioning. They will end up pulling away for this Elder Dragon, and BLG continue to steam forward.
Man,
my
little
God.
thing to try to end this game. They're trying to 100% League of Legends before they close out on the group stage, day one.
And looking 100% that group themselves. Obviously another day to play, but starting 3-0 puts you in a wonderful position to lead this group. And BLG putting the final touches on EDG. It will not make the group more spicy, but it is an expected result for BLG. And they just need to take down the Nexus turrets here. They still have a TP coming back in from Angel to try to defend, but the turrets are getting lower. On gets hit. There goes Bin under turret there with the Elder Dragon. He might go down, though. He's in a little bit of trouble. He's too deep, and now ZDZ got resets, but Knight is cleaning house now as well. Doesn't get hit by the seismic shove, is going back into the fight, gets another execution there as he's looking for more. Potentially, they just want to get one more kill before the Nexus goes down, but BLG, they will go 3-0 and